Hello fellow crafters, my name is George and this is the Spare Time G, and today I wanted to show you my tiny Infinity Gauntlet, the Iron Man's version, and let's snap the time and see how I created it. So I fell in love with the design of the gauntlet the first time I saw it in the theater, how Hulk was putting it on and it was morphing and changing with its shiny bits and colors, and wanted to create the tiny version of it but still be able to put my thumb in it. So this is the thumb model, so to say, with clay. I'm covering it up with the aluminum foil in order to insulate it, because once I start applying the hot glue gun, it can melt the clay inside and the figure will lose its form. So that's the reason of using the foil. Once you have already created this dome shaped creation of hot glue, then you can rip off the extra bits and parts of the aluminum foil and then somehow try to remove the baseline, the clay inside, with some kind of clay tools. It is much easier to do, as it will get much softer once the glue is applied. And here you have the base for the gauntlet. The thing you need to do right now is to cover it up with the clay. The good thing about the hot glue gun is this plastic thing is quite sturdy, so it allows you to apply the clay on and remain the shape of the gauntlet wrist despite having a hole inside. So once you are done with applying this generic shape of the clay gauntlet, so to say, without the fingers of course, you can then work through and add more and more details and layers to it. I have used a lot of the Google images for the reference. One in particular I will link in the description because it gives you a nice shape of all the details on the gauntlet, but at the same time also giving 4 different angles of it, so you can really understand how it should look from any angle. So it is quite hard to understand what kind of thickness you need to have for the gauntlet. So it's of course every time it's much better to go thinner and then add more layers, then to go thicker and then you have to remove them. Here you can see the golden colored fingers which I'm working with right now. It is quite easy to create. Then using some kind of a tool you can carve it out with these straight lines. For the base of the hand, the first layer is going to be this silverish one. I'm using quite a soft type of clay which allows me to go in with the narrowest layer I can possibly pull off. And as you can see, I'm covering the finger bases as well. That's the color which is showing once the fingers are applied onto it. And once you have the general layer of the silver, then you can also start working with additional layers, the topper layers of it. Also make sure that the bottom part is taken care of as well. It is quite easy to forget about that as you are putting it on. It is less visible than the other surface of the gauntlet, but still you need at least some type of detailing, so to say. This is the reason why I'm using this kind of golden colored ring around it to conceal the base clay color and also give it some kind of richness in the detailing part. So now we're applying the red bits and pieces to the base of the gauntlet. It is quite tough to create those pieces, to be honest. You will need to remeasure them in relation to the image and then to your baseline of the gauntlet, and then after that apply it to the gauntlet itself. It is quite easy to mess up the borders, kind of to damage the corners and so on, and it is quite hard to repair them. So make sure that you're working with nice hard clay, and at the same time you might even want to use the refrigerator in order to cool down your sculpture, and then by holding it your fingers won't be able to damage the surface that easily. Now we're working with the fingers themselves. It is quite easier to work with them, but the tough part is that you need to make sure the final versions of the fingers, the things which are already done and covered up with the red details, are like having the symmetrical accuracy of the fingers. Like the pinky is the least formidable, so to say, the smallest one, and also the thumb is like thicker and shorter than the middle fingers, for example. So once you're done with the fingers, the only thing left is the top part of the gauntlet. Now you will have to work on this a little harder because this is very detaily, so to say. In particular, it involves a lot of carving, and carving is quite tough at this scale. Also, it kind of gives you opportunity to damage the entire thing by holding it with your warm fingers. So make sure to use the fridge for this case. And once you're done with the basic details, then later on you will already be able to work on the baselines for the Infinity Stones. To be honest, I have not used any kind of actual shiny bits for the stones. I just had no access to that, and simply I have taken different colors of clay and applied the white bits on the top and at the bottom with a different kind of angle. And finally, I am able to show you my gauntlet after applying the Infinity Stones to its places and done. I'm quite happy with this project, the shape, the color, and the execution. To be honest, the scale is quite nice, not that much and not that little to not be able to work with the details, and the ability of putting it on your thumb kind of adds some kind of bonus to it. I have been waiting for a long time in order to kind of let everyone to see the movie, as the project is quite spoilery in its nature. But yeah, I hope you have seen the movie and I hope you are happy with the project, and also I really want you to try it out. It is quite fun and looks nice on the shelf. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did. It took a lot of time and effort and dedication, so to say, but in my opinion the end result is kind of worth it. Have a nice day and see you next time. Goodbye.